So Doctor Who's back with its second 60th anniversary special, Wild Blue Yonder, and we are back to discuss it, or are we, Morgan?
Are we our own devious doppelgangers? Who's to say? No, it is us.
It is us this time. But Wild Blue Yonder was shrouded in secrecy from the off. I feel like every time Russell T Davies was asked about it, he swerved every Q&A and interview, kind of only giving us the very basics on it. I think that kind of led to some people thinking there was going to be a huge reveal, a huge star returning, maybe Matt Smith or someone like that, which didn't happen. Did that impact your enjoyment of it?
Well, I think this is an episode that will age well as a result of that. I think some people went in with no particular expectations and this was quite a good episode of Doctor Who, so they had a great time. I think, as you say, anyone going in thinking there's going to be some huge plot twist or there's going to be some enormous guest appearance or someone returning from the past, they may have come away feeling shortchanged. There was that veil of secrecy and people were speculating like mad as to exactly why things were being kept secret. I think Russell T Davies has said it was really because the premise is quite simple. So we wanted to keep it kind of under wraps as much as possible because it's very much in the execution that this episode thrives, not so much in the premise. So I think once people get a bit of distance from this episode, I feel like anyone who initially came away feeling disappointed will warm to Wild Blue Yonder.
Yeah, because I think it was an absolutely brilliant episode. Like, I love it when Doctor Who is just a bit unhinged. I liked it more than the Star Beast. I think the Star Beast was a great starting point. It did a lot of groundwork. It kind of almost did the housekeeping that we needed from it. And from what we know of the giggle, it's going to wrap things up. So Wild Blue Yonder kind of didn't have any of those responsibilities and was free to just be as weird and wild as Russell T Davies wanted it to be. And he's just great at doing that. And David Tennant and Catherine Tate had the opportunity to just play with it and have so much fun, which I think they did, right?
Yeah, they clearly were enjoying themselves. We talked last week about how great it was to have them back as, well, David playing a slightly different Doctor, but Catherine back as Donna. But we've only got them for these 3 specials. But actually we got double for our money this week. And again, you could see how much fun they were having getting to play their own doppelgangers. It's a great premise, great this idea of evil doppelgangers, but the way they played it added so much. I think, even before you have those moments of, my arms are too long, and you have the kind of the visual realization, those freaky moments. There's that great scene where the Doctor and Donna are separated, and just through little nuances in their performance, you start to twig that something's not right. This isn't quite the Doctor we know. This isn't quite the Donna we know, and that's down to David and Catherine, who again, fantastic in this episode.
Yeah, that was actually my favourite bit. Scored beautifully by Murray Gold. It just was so unsettling and creepy to watch. So you've got that leading into like full body horror from David Tennant. I love it. We also have got a shiny new budget for Doctor Who. There are some effects that we've kind of not seen before. It all looked a little bit different. What did you think of how the effects were done? Well,
I think it's interesting, that body horror you mentioned, it's achieved by a combination of physical effects and CGI. And I thought the physical effects looked great. I think the CGI at points, if I'm being totally honest, wasn't 100% convincing. But I think what Doctor Who did here and what it has always done, even though it has that bigger budget now, it has always pushed the limits. It's always done as much as it possibly can with the budget that it has. And this episode was very ambitious. You had these almost like anime style crazy visuals at points. Did it always work? For me, maybe not. But again, I think that's what Doctor Who always should be doing, is really kind of pushing the limits of what it can achieve with the resources it has.
Yeah, and as we've got to remember, it's very early in this sort of new era of it. So I think it's going to continue to push that boundary into Shooty Gatwas season and kind of beyond. And I'm really excited to see what they do with it.
And they're still feeling their way and finding their way with what they can do with this budget, right?
Yeah, exactly. We can't talk about this episode without talking about the late, great Bernard Cribbins, who returned as Wilf. It was such an emotional moment for me. I wasn't really expecting it this week. So to see him as David Tennant open the TARDIS doors was so beautiful. He's on watch, as he always likes to be. He knows his family are safe. And it was just such a perfect moment for me.
Yeah, such an emotional scene, I think for several reasons. Doctor Who fans have such an association with his character Wilf, such affection for his character Wilf. So the moment you see him, you're sort of, as you say, kind of filled with emotion. But also, Bernard was such an incredible performer. And when the Doctor and Donna step out of the TARDIS, you see it all in his face, you see it all in his eyes, how thrilled and just overcome he is to see Donna back to kind of full strength with her memories restored, to see the Doctor back, that face he thought was gone forever. So we know it's sort of tinged with sadness, not just because we've lost Bernard, but also because that was the only scene he was available to film, only scene he was able to film. But actually, we get kind of everything we love about Wilf in that moment. So of course, a shame that we won't see any more from him, but what a wonderful thing that we did get that one scene, and we got him back with David and Catherine, and we saw Wilf and Donna and the Doctor reunited.
Yeah, and Russell T Davies has said that Wilf will be mentioned next week. He's safe and sound, and he kind of will live on in the Doctor Who legacy in that way, I think.
Yeah.
Which I think is a perfect tribute to him.
Yeah, I think so. So Bernard may be gone, but Wilf lives on, which I think is absolutely the right approach.
Yeah, definitely. So what did you think of Wild Blue Yonder? Let us know, and be sure to check out all of our coverage on radiotimes.com. See you next week.